Hey world, this the Gail thing talking about the G thing. Alright? I'm on camera to let you know about your presidents. Okay? Um, First of all, I just found out that Barack Obama wasn't our first Moor president. He wasn't the first Moor president. Actually, it was more presidents, seven more presidents besides him. Okay, so in saying that, I got my information from the library. Okay, the librarian pulled it up for me, so that's where I got my information from. So to let y'all know this, right? It said we're the black U.S. president before. Okay, it said the people thought that Barack Obama is the first black president of the United States. Wrong. John Hanson was. I told you I was going to get his name. John Hanson, a Moor, was actually the first president of the United States. He served from 1781 to 1782, and he was black, a Moor. I'm going to quit saying black because the new country was actually formed on March 1st, 1781, with the adoption of the Articles of Confederation. This document was actually proposed on June 11, 1776, but not agreed upon by Congress until November 15, 1777. Maryland refused to sign the document until Virginia and New York ceded their western lands. Maryland was afraid that these states would gain too much power in the new government from such a large amounts of land. Excuse me. Once the signing took place in 1781, a president was needed to run the country. John Hanson was chosen unanimously unanimously. That's it. What I just said, by Congress, which included George Washington. The fact all the other potential candidates refused to run against him, as he was a major player in the revolution and extremely influential member of Congress. The President Hanson ordered all foreign troops of America soil, as well as removal of all foreign flags. He established the Great Seal of the United States, which all presidents since have been required to use on all official documents. He declared that the fourth Thursday of every November to be Thanksgiving Day, which is still true today, even though elected one variable that was never thought through was that America was not going to accept a black president during the heart of the enslavement period. That's when George Washington entered. As president, Hanson ordered I said it already. Okay. I said, okay. John Hanson was the first Moor president. Thomas Jefferson was the second Moor. Thomas Jefferson was the third president of the United States. He served from 1801 to 1809. He was also a Moor. His mother, a half-breed Indian squaw. Squaw means that they took her from her land and held her captive. That's what squaw mean. So that means a Moor queen taken from her land and captured like a slave. So that's why they called her a squaw. Okay. Where I left off at. Okay. Was half breed Indian squaw, and his father was mulatto, half white, half black, from Virginia. He fathered numerous of children with Sally Hemings, a mulatto slave who with whom he lived within Europe. So he lived with Sally Hemings, a mulatto slave, whom he lived with in Europe. Okay, Andrew Jackson. He was the 7th president of the United States. He served from 1829 to 1837. He was also a Moor. His mother was white woman from Ireland who had Andrew Jackson with a black man. His father's other children, Andrew Jackson's stepbrother, was sold into slavery. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States. He served from 1861 to 1865, and he was also a Moor. His mother was from Ethiopian tribe. His father was African American. It was told that his father was Thomas Lincoln, a man to cover the truth, but he was sterile from childhood with the mumps and was later castrated, making it impossible for him to have been his father. Lincoln's nickname, Abraham Africa, Nus the First. I don't know what that means, but that's what this says. Warren Harding was the 28th president of the United States. He served from 1921 to 1923, and he was also a Moor. Harding never denied his ancestry. When Republican leaders called on Harding to deny his Negro history, he said, "How should I know whether or not one of my ancestors might not have jumped the fence?" You know what that means, don't you? He don't know. He wondered why. How he know if one of his ancestors done did it to a Moor person? Okay, that's a little funny. Okay, Calvin Coolidge was the 29th president of the United States. He served from 1923 to 1929, and he was also a Moor. He proudly admitted that his mother was dark, but claimed it was because of a mixed Indian ancestry. His mother's maiden name, his mother's maiden name was Moor. In Europe, the name Moor was given to all black people, just as American name Negro was used. Okay. Dwight E. Eisenhower was the 33rd president of the United States. He served from 1953 to 1961, and he was also a Moor. His mother, Ida Elizabeth Stover Eisenhower, an anti-war activist, was half black. So America has survived and thrived through our first 7 Moor presidents, and we will survive and thrive through the election of this one, which they were talking about John Hanson. Well, America, those are the 7 presidents that were Moor presidents before Barack Obama. So we actually had 8 more presidents in the world. Praise the Lord, because I just knew it had to be more to us. And it is more to us. But, you know, I got to gather up more information before I say anything else on camera about this stuff. But, people, wake up. That's all I can say is wake up. And John Hanson was the first president, okay? Not George Washington. George Washington took over after so many years, but John Hanson was the first president, and he was a Moor, okay? So, in saying that, you guys, I appreciate you guys listening to my little history about the presidents. If you want to find out this stuff, go to the library. They'll give it to you. All you got to do is ask who was the first 7 presidents. Well, they wasn't the first 7 presidents. You can ask them who was the first 7 more presidents, and they will give you the same information they just gave me. I have more to read, but I'll read that at a later date. So, world, in saying that, this is the Gail thing, talking about the G thing. Peace. Lord bless America. That's all I got to say. I love you guys. Where's my pen? I love you guys. Y'all have a great day. And Lord bless you. See ya.